Reconnect. There we go. We're live. We're live. Facebook. Coach Phil here with, as promised, with your questions to answer them live. We are live, and this is it. This is the real deal, and we're here to answer the questions. The questions which are related to how to become a great public speaker, how to make your voice matter. You know, the hashtag is your voice changes everything. Your ability to be able to speak, your ability to be able to take your message. Vision needs a voice. Your goals need a voice. Your ability to be able to communicate, your ability to be able to talk to people and get the message out there and inspire or get people to do things is quite important. So, as promised, I have your questions here and we shall dive right in. First, I must thank you, by the way, thank you so much for all your questions. We had quite a bit, but we just picked out the ones that have been recurring, and those are the ones I'm going to deal with here. And the first one comes from Solomon. Solomon, thank you so much for your questions. And it says, I have this one challenge of stage fright. How can one avoid it? Now, Solomon, after many, many years of doing public speaking training, stage fright is not something that you can get rid of. It is something that you have to use. Now, one of the greatest ways to make sure that you don't have it as a problem or as a challenge is one, preparation. You must prepare beyond. You always, I tell all the leaders that come through the trainings, prepare beyond what is required. Make sure that you have so much information, you've prepared, you've done everything that you ought to do in terms of understanding your topic. Because usually stage fright comes from the fact that you might not be ready or you might not know what you're going to talk about. But number one, make sure you prepare. Number two is to be in a great state. Now, this is something that we go deeper during the trainings, the live trainings. But this is what happens. Being in a great state is you take time to center yourself. Just before you go on stage, you will see that great people or great orators, they'll take a minute or so to go inside and ground themselves and breathe and make sure they're in such a great state of a good feeling. When you're in a good feeling, guess what? You're going to be able to come out there and be able to kill it because you are in a great state. So make sure you are in a state. There's a session that we do about anchoring, where you anchor yourself, you make a move just before you go. For example, I'll give you a quick one. Just before you go on stage, just say, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Breathe in 2, 3, 4 times, say it again 3 times, and you will get into that great state. Boom, you get on stage and do what you have to do. One of the other reasons that people really get nervous is because of the initial 3-4 minutes when you get on stage. Let me give you a quick secret. Start with a story. Start with your story, a story about you. That will get you so comfortable because guess what? Nobody knows your story. Hello. So you just get on, like you say, hi, my name is Coach Phil, and let me tell you a story. Then all of a sudden, I begin to talk about what I know. Before you know it, the nerves go away. And then you begin to connect. And then you begin to keep eye contact. Before you know it, boom, you're into it and you do what you have to do. So, Solomon, there you go. Number 1, prepare. Number 2, be in a great state. Number 3, start with a story. That will get you getting rid of your nerves as soon as you start. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are out there. Give us some comments. Tell us anything else that we can discuss in the next one, because we're going to be doing live as many times as we can. So, hey, give us some more. Now, question number 2 from Ruth. Ruth says, hello, Coach. I usually have challenges looking people in the eyes while speaking. What can I do about that? Now, Ruth, why? Why do you have a challenge looking at people in the eyes? Think about it. You don't necessarily have to get out there and start looking people straight in the eyes, but it is a good confidence booster to make sure that, hey, you can connect with people. Now, when you get on top of, or when you get on stage, or when you get wherever you're going to present, always a good eye contact makes good connection. Now, there might be times where, yes, you might have a challenge, but 2 things. Number 1, I always say to people who have that challenge that, please remember you're enough. Please remember it is okay. Please remember that you got to work on your own confidence, and one of the greatest ways is to connect with people via eye contact. The greatest challenge is usually people thinking, oh, what is somebody saying? What are they thinking? Are they judging me? You go inside your head, then it becomes a problem. But this is the way I would do it. When I meet somebody, I might not look directly in the eyes, but I will focus up here so that I am looking at them, but I'm not staring. And then I will do a quick eye contact, and then it can warm the situation, and then we move on. So Ruth, even in terms of adding to that, I would like to question why do you actually have that challenge? Maybe there's something else that we could do a little bit deeper. Maybe you should get in touch so we look at what might be causing that. But in terms of right now on Facebook, I would say number one, it is okay if you cannot look somebody straight in the eye, but it is a good thing to soften the gaze instead of staring. Just look at that part of the head. And if it is in terms of the audience, there's usually where they say, oh, you got to come in and look above the audience. No. Your greatest tool is to be able to connect with the audience. How? Come in and first scan, and then you can look at one person for a second, another person for a second, another person for a second. That eye contact gives you the ability to connect with your people, the ability to connect with your audience. I mean, if you're communicating with somebody and you don't look them straight in the eye, that says a lot about you. What are you hiding? Think about it, Ruth. Most importantly, I want you to know that, hey, you're enough. You're created in His image. You're a good person. There's nothing to hide. Just be brave, connect with people. And I want to give you an exercise. Just do it with strangers over the next week. Just stare at people. I did this when I was working on my self-esteem some time ago. And I'll just walk around and look at people straight in the eye. And then some guy would say, what's up? Why you look at me? I'll say, oh, I just thought you were somebody I knew. And then you just go on. You do it over and over. It builds your self-confidence. Boom. And then becomes natural. So there you go, Ruth. I hope that helps you. And I hope the rest of you are enjoying this. And yes, we are live on Facebook and answering your questions about public speaking. Next, here we go. By the way, thank you so much for these questions. They're absolutely wonderful. Moses Oporo, I often get a challenge of unease and tension in the first 3 to 5 minutes of the presentation. Thereafter, it vanishes and everything gets to normalcy. Well, how can I overcome this hurdle? Hey, Moses, like I said to Solomon's question, number one, prepare. Number two, always start off with something that you know. Start off with your story. For a long time, that is how I started my presentations. I'd get and say, hi, good morning, my name is Coach Phil. Let me tell you a story. The moment because nobody knows your story as well as you do. So that gives you time to get into it nice and easy, begin to talk about yourself, begin to tell your story as you build your confidence. And as you say, after 3 to 5 minutes, you're good to go. Now, as you tell your story, there's always people in the audience who are your greatest fans. Those are the people you connect with. Those are the people you make eye contact. And in doing that, you begin to feel, this is good stuff. Then you get into your presentation and voila, it becomes wonderful. Okay, so there you go, Moses. Start off with a story every time. But remember, make sure you plan, make sure you do your preparation, and be in a great state. Be in a great state. Believe in yourself, breathe, hold your head high, and just have a blast, Let's go. Next question. Right here at, by the way, we're at Intelligent Performance Headquarters. It's live, as we say. It's live. So here we go. Question number 4 comes from Eric. I normally get tense on presentations and when I'm invited for public speaking. Same thing, guys. Preparation, state, know your stuff, breathe, get into a state before. Why do athletes and professional guys warm up before a game? Think about it. They warm up to prepare. So if you don't do your warm up before you get on stage, of course you're going to get a challenge. Those of us who take this as a profession, we do it for a living, we prepare days before. But even on the day before, half an hour before you get into your state, you think about how is it going to flow. You've done your homework. You always must work on a great state before you get on stage. I've already told you, preparation, great state, start off with a story. When you prepare and you do this stuff over and over and over and you practice over and over again, you're going to build your confidence. And guess what? Sometimes it might not be great, sometimes it'll be great. But as long as you do it over and over again, you build confidence and boom. But let me also tell you something. After 15 years of doing this, every presentation, I will get at least 5-10 seconds of a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of why it's important, because it grounds me. Number one, make sure that I prepare more than anything else. But most importantly, it keeps me from assuming that I know it all. Because you know very well, the moment you say I know it all, that's the beginning of the end. That is the beginning of the end. So the nervousness is important, and I use it to make me know, hey, I'm ready. Hey, I got to prepare 110% for these people. And in doing that, you get on stage and you serve. One other thing that I need to share with you guys here is the biggest challenge why people really get quite nervous is because they make the presentation about themselves instead of about the audience. You know, and I see it so often. Even some of my trainers who have come through, some of them as they started, they would, you know, when you come and then you go, oh my God, are they judging me? Are they looking at me? How do I look? And the moment you start that, you go into your head, then the nervousness starts. But I tell guys, get on stage with a heart to serve. You know, one of my great friends, Faustin, said, speak from your heart using your head. You know, come with the ability, come with the desire to serve from your heart. It stops being about you. If you look at some of the greatest orators, they come and they share a great message from their heart. It doesn't matter how they look. What matters is the message. You know, there's another thing that I heard recently, I think it's from a gentleman called Joe Polish. He said, get on stage and give people something that they will take away that will make them think about what you say, but most importantly, change their lives. That takes you getting out of your way. So with all this nervousness stuff, get out of your way. Come to serve. You know, I tell guys, I just came back from one of the most wonderful weeks of training that I've had, and it was in Cameroon, in a place called Ombe. I was doing a leadership training. It was long days, but it was the most fulfilling time because I was serving from my heart, and it was amazing. So hey, start with serving from your heart, and before you know it, it doesn't matter what other people say about you. So, Eric, there you go. I hope that is helpful to you. Let us go to the next question here, and might be our last one. Anthony. Some audience are very keen to know that if a presenter spells a word incorrectly, at that point they can giggle or make amazing scream. Oops. And that can take out the presenter confidence. Having realized you have made a mistake, very distressing sometimes, and hope can get some tips on how to overcome the challenge. Okay. First things first, it's never that serious. Okay, the English language is a language that we've learned along the way. You're never going to be the biggest expert at it. Are you going to make some mistakes spelling? Yes. Don't kill yourself about it. The most important thing is laugh at yourself first. Okay, and if you don't know, by the way, 99% of the people in the audience want you to succeed. They want to help you out. So, you know, many times I've had situations where I can't spell a word. Then I'll ask the audience, by the way, how do you spell this? Guess what? They'll help you out. Does it make you any less confident? No. Does it make you any less intelligent? No. But remember, if you put the focus on you and it's about me, how do I look, then of course you're going to get into a challenge. But if it is about service, it doesn't matter. By the way, when you come to serve from your heart, something magical happens. The audience gets into rhythm with you. We teach you guys how to get into rapport at the 4-day training. And getting into rapport with the audience is you're sharing with them and there's some kind of bounce. They're bouncing energy to you, you're bouncing energy to them. They're supporting you. They're giving you everything that they can in terms of making you successful. Utilize that. Make it work for you. Okay? So, are you going to make spelling mistakes? Yes. First thing is laugh at yourself. Then ask the audience. Engage them. They will be happy. They will be happy to help you. So, hey, why not? And should you screw up once in a while? It's okay. You know, English language is a language that everybody can make a mistake. You try spelling the word flibatigibet while on stage. It's going to go. Sometimes it's going to go. Does that mean that you lose? No. Ask somebody. Get your phone and make fun of it. Laugh at yourself. It's never that serious. It's about service. It's about making a difference. It's about doing what you have to do for the team, for the people that you are serving. And with that, inevitable, you'll be able to surmount any challenges. Like right now, I'm actually having a blast because of some of the comments that we're getting. Thank you so much. Malcolm, what do you think makes a great public speaker? A person who cares about the audience, a person who speaks from their heart, a person who does their work, most importantly, a person who wants to inspire somebody to do something different in their lives. A great public speaker is a person who is out there to make a difference to other people all the time. Of course, there are other things. You got to look at your voice, you got to look at how you present yourself, but most importantly, great public speakers, you just look at all of them, they have an ability to want to share. And in doing that, they create wonderful stories, wonderful engaging stories. And every time they get on stage, it's not about them, it's about the people they're serving. They prepare abundantly. They do whatever it takes to say, I'm going to give the best speech ever, so that somebody in there doesn't say, that guy is so good, but they say, I too can be like that. That is what makes a great presenter. So thank you so much, Malcolm, for that. I really, really appreciate that. And then I will take the final question. It comes from Pontius. Why am I afraid to talk freely whenever I stand to preach to the congregation? Come on, Pontius. Especially preaching, man, you need to come for presentation skills training, because when it comes to preaching, how can you be afraid of that? Two things. Number one, you're thinking about you. You think it's about you. Okay? Number two, when you get on, the preparation probably is not as good as it should be. I'm thinking. Okay? And my guess might be right. Number three, you go on with the wrong state. You probably just get up from a chair and then go on and preach. You don't do the homework. You don't do the warm-up. Have you seen the guys just before they do a 100-meter dash? What do they do before that? They warm up. They run. They're breathing. They're doing what? It's the same thing. You cannot get on stage if you haven't prepared. You haven't prepared your voice. You haven't prepared how you're going to stand, how you're going to walk, how you're going to breathe, the way you're feeling about yourself. So, Pontius, why are you afraid? Number one, because you think it's about you. Number two, the preparation. And number three, it is probably that you're not doing the state thing just before you go on. So I suggest, take the focus off you. Say, you know what, I'm here to make a difference to this congregation. And especially when it comes to preaching, man, I think inside me there's a preacher somewhere. So in case you ever hear there's a new church called Intelligent Performance Church, just know that this is where it's coming from. Thank you so much, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure. I hope we have been able to serve you. We remain the number one people who love to make a difference to you guys in terms of your presentation skills, because remember, your voice changes everything. Thank you, and we shall see you guys very soon with the next one, which will communicate to you very, very soon. Thank you so much. See you soon. Have a super day. Bye-bye.